Good morning. Yeah. Well, it's a great day in Dallas. When we have Mayor Johnson and Police Chief in the same room, guess what? Magic happens. So, and then when Ms. Ellisdale joins us, that makes it even better. And thank you, Kim, for being here. Again, great morning to start with, what we are going to do, with these rock stars in the room. Groups together between parks, between libraries, between schools, between public safety, and this really partnership has changed in last few years. What we are seeing during the summer, giving kids unique opportunities to get involved, have fun, and stay out of the trouble. Unique programs, like summer teen pass, which we are about to launch in a week or so, gives kids to get involved. One of the best recreational programming in the country, which has been recognized by NPRA. One of the biggest summer programs in the city, bigger than YMCA, which Dallas Parks and Recreation Center does, and other programs with libraries and all. And Mayor has never made a secret about his priorities about public safety, parks, and that really shows because they are all so intertwined together. And with that, I think I'm proud to introduce a fearless leader who believes in his convictions, leads from front. And let me tell you one thing working with him. When he's convinced about something and he wants to get it done, you tell him no, he hears it as yes. So he just wants to get it done. Here is my friend, my leader, 60th Mayor of Dallas, Mayor Eric Johnson.
Yes, good to see you, man. All right, let me try to move this mic around a little bit. Good morning, everybody. Let me say, first of all, thank you. I want to thank all of you for being here this morning. I know there are a lot of places you guys could have been this morning, and I'm glad you chose to spend some time here with us talking about the most important thing we can talk about in this city, which is our children. So I am so honored by your presence, and I feel blessed that we're here to kick off the third annual Mayor's Summer of Safety campaign, the third one. We're going to talk a little bit about what it's about. I think most people here know what it's about, but we're going to talk a little bit more about it. But look, as your mayor, I think it's no surprise to anybody who's heard me talk before that public safety remains my highest priority. And it's the highest priority of the city council. I see Mr. Narvaez here. He's the chair of the Transportation Committee. He's the city council member for District 6, which is where we are right now. And I see our interim city manager, Kim Tolbert, here. She's a big public safety advocate too, and here she is. She's doing a great job of continuing the work that we had been working on during my administration with the previous city manager on public safety, making sure that Dallas stays on the path, and we are on the path to becoming the safest, not one of the safest, but the safest major city in America. That's the goal. I want to make sure you understand what we're talking about when we say that. We are never going to be Mayberry, okay? We're a big city. We're a big-time city. We're a top 10 American city. So we're not going to be a one-stoplight town. We're going to have major city challenges. So the goal is to be the safest major city in this country. And we are well on our way. And I'm going to tell you why, because the man who's helping make that happen is sitting right on this front row. There's several people, but there's one in particular I want to get to in a minute. So look, let me tell you something about violent crime in this city, what's been happening over the past 3 years. Violent crime in the city of Dallas, folks, it is a fact, has decreased for 3 years in a row. No other major American city can say that. Period. And it's also a fact that we recorded the lowest violent crime numbers this past quarter. We are at the lowest point in violent crime in the city in 6 years. This is the lowest it's been in 6 years. So this success that we're experiencing, in large part, and this is what I was alluding to before, is not an accident. There's a reason why Dallas is achieving what it's achieving, and it has everything to do with the data-driven approach that our amazing police chief, Eddie Garcia, has taken for the past 3 years to addressing violent crime. So let's give the chief a round of applause for having the humility to consult the data and not just shoot from the hip, no pun intended. So What's the summer safety about? The summer safety is vital to continuing the momentum that we've seen and ensuring that Dallas remains safe during the summer months. Why do I say remain safe during the summer? It's because for folks who don't know this, it is a fact of criminology that it is almost as sure as the sun rises in the east and sets in the west, that crime, particularly violent crime, goes up in the summer months. And it has a lot to do with the fact that our children, our youth, are not in school. So they are susceptible both to being involved in the crime, not just as perpetrators, but as victims. So we have a real concern about our children being in harm's way and being the victims of crime during the summer. It's a big concern in every city in the United States. In Dallas, though, we don't just sit and wring our hands and worry. We do something about this. So since our youth are our most important asset in this city, they're valued members of our community, they're the future of the city, that's where the summer safety came from. We said we were going to be proactive about protecting them in the summer. So 3 years ago, we came up with this campaign to keep our kids and our teenagers safe all summer long by doing something that I don't know any other city in America that does this. We have so many free and low cost, if not completely free, extremely low cost programs that we have come up with so that there is no reason that any youth in this community should be susceptible to violence or being involved in crime in the summer. We have so much for them to do, and we're going to talk about what some of those are. So the summer safety is about making sure every kid in Dallas, no matter where they live, and no matter how much money they make, has a summer full of stuff to do. I mean, I'm talking about having the same kind of summer you'd have if you were a kid growing up in Highland Park or University Park. You have the same stuff, and I'm going to walk you through it, explain it, and it's free or it's low cost. And if you can't afford the low cost, I can guarantee you can talk to John Jenkins and Crystal Ross and the folks at Park and Rec, and they will make sure that you don't get turned away for financial reasons. So we have a very wide range of fun and educational and safe summer programs that are available from just across the city's departments. The Dallas Public Library, for example, offers just them alone hundreds. Did you catch that? The library alone is running hundreds of workshops, classes, and other events for all ages. And I say all ages because parents in the room, I learned how to play the guitar during the pandemic by going over to the library across the street for lessons once a week. We have free music lessons, free all kinds of stuff, even for the adults. So no excuse for anybody to be bored this summer. I want to point out while we're talking about the library, there's a program that is called Smart Summer, and I'm particularly proud of it because it's my summer reading program. It's to make sure our kids don't experience that summer slide during the summer where they lay off from school and they go back and they're having to relearn what they learned the last year. They don't have to go through that. If you participate in my summer program, it encourages our kids to read and learn while they're out of school, and I know our DISD superintendent is here, Stephanie Elizalde. She'll talk a little bit too about this, but we have opportunities for our kids to stay on track even during the summer while they're out of school. And it involves, of course, prizes. So, we got to make sure the kids know there's something in it for them. We want them to read for reading's sake, but that comes when they get older. They'll understand the value of that. Right now, we got to bribe them a little bit. There's a lot of prizes. There's free books, all kinds of stuff. Now, how are we going to bribe these teenagers, these older kids? You ready? Here we go. The aquatic centers, like the one you just walked past, and the ones that are around the city, the spray grounds, the community pools that the Dallas Park and Recreation Department maintains, second to none, folks. We have the best aquatic centers and spray grounds and pools around. I don't care what anybody tells you. They're so good, that's where my kids go all summer long. They take swim lessons all summer long. They go to Samuel Grand's amazing, Harry Stone's amazing. All of our park and recreation facilities are incredible. Just pick the one that's closest to you and let your kids learn how to swim by expert swim instructors. My kids' swim instructors, literally, you ready for this, went off this past fall on a swim scholarship to college. That's how good these people are. So go let your kids learn how to swim. That's real important. All right, 2 weeks ago, this is a shout out to our park and rec system, so you'll know that this isn't just mayor bragging stuff. Dallas has officially been named the best park system of any major city in Texas, according to the Texas Trust for Public Land. Do you hear that? The best. It's the 38th best system of any size in the entire United States. Period. It's the 38th best park and recreation system in the entire United States, but it is the #1 rated large city park system in all of Texas. Austin was #1. We just passed Austin because we've been working on this hard for 5 years. So now we are the best in Texas. And we're not going to stop until we're #1 in the United States. And I'm told it's Minneapolis that's #1, and we just took them down in basketball. We're going to take them down in the park game too, all right? That's how it goes. You don't want to be between us and #1 on anything, because we get you in our sights and we start, going after you. So that's the deal with that. Now, this program I'm going to tell you about now is probably the most popular one we've ever come up with, and I got to just commend all the partners who came together for this one. Our teenagers can go for free to all the museums, the nature centers, the water parks, you name it, through the Teen All Access Pass. We have a program where you can go to any one of our recreation centers, and if you are a City of Dallas resident and I forget what the cutoff is, the age cutoff is pretty high, they'll give you a few, like for you and your family, and all of the stuff, that the Perot Museum, all of it is free all summer long. You can go to all of it for free. And so you know that we are not leaving a stone unturned. We also created, when I became the mayor, the mayor's youth sport ticket program, which gives away free tickets to the professional sports teams that are playing. So if they're playing during the summer, which means really the Rangers right now, and our soccer team that's coming, the women's soccer team, free tickets to the games for our kids. So no excuse. We got stuff for you to do in the morning, stuff for you to do in the middle of the day, stuff for you to do at night with your family, stuff for the adults to do. Zero excuse for you to be at home getting in any trouble or letting anyone make you a victim. Just get out of the house and go and enjoy all this free stuff. Now, they're not going to be outdone ever because they're the best department in the United States, but the Dallas Police Department is even involved. They offer programs, very exciting programs, that I'm going to start taking advantage of with my kids, because my kids like to box. They like to box each other. They like to box me. And now we're going to let them beat up on some other kids in the city by participating in the Youth Police Action League, boxing league that they have at some of our facilities around the city. So the police department runs boxing programs where you can actually learn to box by real trainers. And in fact, you ready for this? The national champion for, I think, the 11-year-olds in the United States is one of our kids who learn how to box and trains every week at one of our police athletic league gyms. He's the national champion, and he's so good they can't find people who want to box him. No one wants to fight the kid. So I told my boys to leave him alone. If you go train, don't mess with him, because I can't do that. I'm the mayor, but I can't help you if you get in the ring with him. So anyway, that's real. We got real, and those lessons are free. Your kid could become a national champion boxer for free in this city. That really happened. That's the truth. So the media, y'all can go and investigate and find him and talk to his family, but that's real. Now, after all I just told you, I think you get the point. Zero excuses for anybody to get in any trouble this summer. Whatever you're interested in, whether it's learning to play the guitar or learning how to knock people out or whatever you want to do, we got all of it. We got all of it. And I will tell you, this summer safety program means a lot to me personally, because I'm looking at Derek Petit, I'm looking at some other folks in this room who grew up here, Maxie Johnson, other folks who were raised in Dallas. We have to show our young people, and Derek Petit texts me every day to remind me about this. We have to show our youth how much they mean to us and how important they are to this city. And I think back to when I was growing up here. I literally grew up in this neighborhood, right here where we are, right down Bickers, right in these apartments that don't exist anymore, right there off Canada Drive. This was my neighborhood. This was my recreation center. C.F. Carr was my elementary school. Dallas West Church of Christ, 3510 Northampton Road, 75212 is my church. This is my hood. This is my neighborhood. We're here today. This is where I grew up. I was blessed to have a great, close-knit family. Very close. My mother and father met in this neighborhood. My mom was the first junior high school female class president at Sequoia. They met, they graduated from Pinkston. I see my cousin Pat back there, all these Pinkston graduates and stuff. This is my hood. But I want y'all to know, none of us can do this by ourselves. There's no program we can create. Stephanie Elizalde and Pam Lear and the folks over at DISD, we ask them to do so much. We ask the police to do so much. Guys, we gotta do some stuff for ourselves. I'm here to, I'll take all the criticism later in the media for stuff about, what's our responsibility, but we have some responsibility. Chief and I talk about this all the time. We gotta help them out. We gotta help the school district out. We've got to help the police department out. This is how we help them out. Raising our own children. I was not raised by just my mother and father and the entire Dallas West Church of Christ and all of my teachers at CF Carr and then later on at Green Hill. I got raised by a community. We got to get back to that, y'all. We've got to get back to, I promise I didn't come here to preach a sermon, Maxie Johnson. I know I'm up here too long. But this is so important to me, y'all. This is the most important thing we do, is helping these kids. Raising them as a community is critical to them not only physically surviving, it really is that serious. This is how we keep them out of jail, this is how we keep them out of Golden Gate, funeral home, okay? This is how we do that, but it's also how we get them through high school, then off to college, and then they make good decisions in college, because they've been raised right by the community, and then guess what? I'm not saying everybody's got to do what I did. You could do what Omar did. He grew up in Houston, but was smart enough to get to Dallas as soon as he could. I want our kids to make those good decisions, and then when they have a choice, because once you've done well in college, the job offers come, you can go anywhere in the world you want to go. I want them to make the decision and say, you know where I want to go? I want to go back to Dallas, Texas, where I grew up. That's exactly what I did, because I loved it here so much. My whole family's here. My friends are here. I came back here after being 2,000 miles away. Came back here and have never left. I want our kids to do that, but it starts here at this summer of safety, taking care of them and making them love this city because they know the city loves them. So with that sermon, which now I shouldn't have to say any more about this. I hope the media heard it loud and clear about what the summer safety was about. I'm going to introduce to y'all and I think everybody now knows it since we've just had to go through a whole recruiting bidding war to keep him here. Like he's a 5-star recruit or professional athlete. The greatest police chief in the United States. I'm going to argue he's the best police chief we've had since I've been alive in Dallas, because of the results. Not just because I love him and love working with him, because he's fantastic, a great guy. He's getting it done, y'all. The scoreboard is what the scoreboard is. 3 years of consecutive decline in violent crime, everything going in the right direction, the morale in the department being as high as it's ever been, community relations with the police department across racial and ethnic groups and economic groups in the North, the South, high income, low income. We've looked at it. They love the police department, and the results they're getting the same across the whole city, which you don't see anywhere. I had pollsters tell me when they saw these numbers, we don't see this anywhere in the United States, folks. There's always a difference between black and white, brown and white, north and south, east, something when it comes to the police department. They go, but crazy, y'all all love your police department about the same. Statistically speaking, it's no difference. They don't see that. It's because of this man right here. It wasn't always like that. We have great leadership. And so come on up here, my good friend and the best law enforcement official in the United States of America, Eddie Garcia. Thanks for being here. I just accidentally hit his gun, y'all.
All right, I'm not quite sure I can follow that up. But good morning. That was weak. That was weak. Good morning. All right. So we're proud, once again, to be part of this important initiative this summer. I want to thank Mayor Johnson, who again, as I've said many times before as well, there is no more supportive mayor in the United States than Mayor Johnson when it comes to public safety. Our local and city business partners and the community for leading with us for this important project. Our main priority as a department is to keep our city safe for those who live, work, and for our kids who play in Dallas. Our goal this summer is to keep our kids busy. Believe me when I say there is something for every child or teen. We have bike courses and riding, youth basketball camps, midnight basketball, boxing, movie nights, library programs, getting outside to our city parks and playing at our many recreation centers. And to our kids, when they're out there playing, riding, and boxing, and I would be remiss when we talk about boxing, we want to do it sanctioned and in a ring. I'll make sure. You will have DPD officers right alongside you. We'll be playing, riding, and coaching right there with you. We're grateful for the trust and relationships we continue to grow this season. It is so important to show our kids they have a future here in Dallas, making sure we help them build confidence and involvement. That's where our partners in this program and parents come in to lend a hand to our kids in order to help them achieve their dreams. Many times, if not all the times, all our kids need is hope and opportunity. It's important to make the right choice and an opportunity to make the right choice. So we're here to build trust and friendships. It's so important, the fact the first time a child meets a DPD officer is not always in a time of crisis, but as a friend, as a trusted member of the community, as someone they can count on. We're lucky to be in a city that makes an effort to provide fun, active programs and classes that keep our kids busy, teach them valuable life and social skills, help them make the right choices. And the great news, as the mayor pointed out, these programs are year-round and very low cost, if not free. To the kids, sign up for more classes and camps. Let's get going this summer. And to our parents, take safe and getting to know the police officers in your community. How lucky are our kids that they have the support of the city they live in to help guide them in becoming the greatest residents of our city, who want them to enjoy their summer break. Violent crime is going down in the city of Dallas. There's no question about that. But we are not out of the woods yet. This is not the time to give up. We cannot do it alone. This is our time to put our foot on the gas and work even harder. So for everyone signing up for a program and getting involved, I just want you to know DPD is here for you, and we can't wait to see you this summer. Let's have some fun. Give me a sec. Buenos días. Estamos orgullosos de ser parte de esta iniciativa importante, tan importante. Yo quiero agradecer a nuestro alcalde Johnson y nuestra ciudad y los negocios y la comunidad para liderando el camino con nosotros para este proyecto tan importante. Nuestra prioridad de un departamento es para mantener la seguridad de esta ciudad, para que la gente que vivan, trabajan y para nuestros hijos que juegan en la ciudad de Dallas. Nuestra meta, mantener nuestros hijos ocupados este verano. Créeme cuando yo digo que hay algo para cualquier niño en esta ciudad y adolescente. Tenemos clases de bicicleta, tenemos clases de baloncesto, boxeo, noches de película, programas con nuestra biblioteca. Y solamente estar afuera en nuestra ciudad, jugando en los centros de recreación de nuestra ciudad. Y para nuestros hijos, queremos verlos ahí jugando y boxeando. Y cuando están haciendo estas actividades, van a tener oficiales del departamento de Dallas PD con ustedes, jugando con ustedes, entrenándolos y ayudándolos. Vamos a estar ahí con ustedes. Estamos agradecidos por la fe y confianza y las relaciones que es bien importante enseñar a nuestros hijos que son el futuro de esta ciudad de Dallas. Y vamos a estar seguros que vamos a mantener esa confianza con nuestra comunidad. Necesitamos nuestros socios en este programa y las madres y los padres para que ayuden y para enseñarle y darle el apoyo a nuestros hijos y niños, para ayudar que ellos logran sus sueños. Muchos, puedo decir siempre, la única cosa que necesitan es una oportunidad de elección, para hacer elecciones correctas. Estamos aquí para construir la confianza y amistades. Es tan importante con la primera vez que un hijo conoce un oficial de DPD, que no solo en un momento de crisis, pero como un amigo, como alguien que ellos pueden tener fe en nuestra comunidad, alguien con ellos puedan tener una amistad. Somos tan afortunados que vivimos en una ciudad que hacen esfuerzos para tener cosas divertidas y programas y clases para que podamos tener nuestros hijos ocupados de verano, y para entrenar y para decirle las clases que son importantes para su vida, y otra vez para hacer las elecciones correctas. Y la noticia de esto, que estos programas son todo el año. Queremos que nuestros hijos que se firmen por los campos, y vamos a empezar este verano. Y para todos los madres y los padres que están aquí, que se aprovechen de esta oportunidad, sabiendo que sus hijos van a estar en algún sitio seguro y que están conociendo sus oficiales. Somos afortunados que aquí estamos en una ciudad, que esta ciudad tiene mucho apoyo en sus hijos, en sus niños y sus adolescentes. Los vamos a guiar. Vamos a guiarlos para que ellos puedan ser tremendos residentes de esta ciudad, y para que ellos van a disfrutar el verano y sus vacaciones. El crimen violento se ha bajado aquí en la ciudad de Dallas, pero podemos hacerlo solo. Necesitamos la comunidad completa para que pueda ayudar a este departamento. Nosotros no somos nada sin los oficiales que están aquí haciendo el trabajo. We are nothing without the men and women of this police department. So, para todo el mundo que quieren empezar con estos programas y van a estar involucrados, quiero decirle a ustedes que DPD, el Departamento de Policía de Dallas, está aquí con ustedes y te queremos a ver este verano. Vamos a disfrutar este verano. Que Dios los bendiga. Gracias.
Thank you so very much, and thank you, Mayor, for inviting me to be here today. Your excitement, Mayor, and your passion about summer safety is so contagious. I remember sitting in your office a couple years ago, and this was not only a passionate thing, but you've helped you to build the excitement. And so thank you so much for inviting me to be here. I woke up early this morning, it was on my mind, so I texted the mayor and said, I'm excited about today. Chief, thank you so very much. And now, if I can remember, I don't think we got into a bidding war, Mayor. I think we told the folks to leave us alone, leave our chief alone, and go back home. And so I'm so grateful that he's here, and thank you much for the wonderful partnership that we have with the Dallas Police Department. This is one of the most important programs, I will tell you, that we have here at the city. And it's a program that we're not going to take lightly as we continue to move forward and continue to work together as a city. There are three simple principles that I've been talking about since starting my tenure as the interim city manager. And what I've said is that we've got to do a better job of connecting, collaborating, and communicating. And that is exactly what you see here today. To our park board president, to Park and Recreation Department, to our many City of Dallas team members, to the library department, to the police department, to our Dallas ISD, we are collaborating. And this is what collaboration should look like and what it should feel like. I want to thank everyone in the room and all of the individuals who are working together to make sure that this Summer of Safety is the best ever. The fact that the Summer of Safety is in its third year is a testament of just how critical this program is and why we have to continue to do it and do it better year after year and after year. Keeping our kids busy, keeping them safe, keeping them cool during the summer is not only a meaningful way, but it's a tangible way that we have to continue to invest in our youth. It is also an intentional way for us to support our many parents and the many caregivers who day after day are looking for ways to keep their children safe during the summer months when they have to work to continue to make ends meet. The summer of safety we know can be especially challenging for them when it comes to finding free, low-cost recreational activities and all the various programs that you heard both the mayor and Chief Garcia speak about. Now, I can relate, because as a working mom, and my son was growing up, I would spend a month during the spring just trying to figure out the summer. And oftentimes I came up short because there were not free programs, and many of these programs cost a lot of money. So I'm feeling a little just today with all of the free activities that I know that our children will have an opportunity to experience. What is remarkable to me about the Summer of Safety is that the variety is for all ages, and everybody has an opportunity to participate. All of the different programs that were mentioned, my favorite is the midnight basketball, because that's about the time that I leave City Hall. So I'm going to plan to stop by some of the midnight basketball and show a little bit of my skills. Bring my son, who played actually rec center basketball and who went on to get a basketball scholarship and played basketball in college. And so thank you all so very much. This is a wonderful day in Dallas. This is a win for Dallas when we can continue to invest and find ways to keep our kids safe during the summer. And at this time, I want to recognize one of our other critical partners, our superintendent, Dr. Stephanie Elzalde, Dallas ISD. Thank you so much.
Good morning, buenos dias. Well, I'm going to build on what our interim city manager just said, but first I want to thank the mayor for continuing to keep this at the forefront for all of our community. But as a mom myself, I too, raising a son, every summer my job was to find something for him to do. Because every single summer we have known that idle hands are the devil's workshop. And so turns out Dallas ISD's job is to make sure our kids have something to do too. We don't want our moms and dads to feel like it's something they have to do alone. So in Dallas ISD, in addition to all of the plethora of programs you just heard about, we're also offering additional programs. So let me name a few that might be a little different, because with all of the programs, there's something out there for you kiddos. We've got chess. We've got esports. We have one of the biggest, largest esports. We have summer sports programs. We have cheer. We have debate. We have mariachi. We have musics. We have robotics. We have Spanish immersion. We have pickleball. Yes, even pickleball. I'm telling you, I'm gonna never, if someone said the next activity, if someone told me I would be announcing we have this as an activity this summer, I would have never believed them. But we're even offering cornhole. So it is absolutely vital. We know that summer should be a time to read, as the mayor's reading program. We should be able to relax some. We should be able to recharge. We should re-engage in relationships. And the most important thing about this investment in the Mayor's Summer of Safety program is that every one of our kids return healthy to our classrooms in August. So in June and July, Dallas ISD is offering all these fun and engaging summer camps. And I'm telling you, these are free. Free, free, free. They are full day, full day, full day. And they have real certified educators. And we'll even pick you up. So we have our transportation, our buses will be running. We will pick them up and drop them off after camp. This is an investment in our future because it's an investment in our students and an investment in our communities. Dallas ISD and my board of trustees, Trustee Johnson here representing us, will always put kids and equity first as an investment. It will always be a part of our budget. And so all I have to say is, I just want to make sure that our parents take advantage of all these opportunities. please don't hesitate to contact us, send us an email. We will get with you within a couple of hours. We know we can help you find a program. Summer has a flavor like no other season. It's fresh, a little warm or rainy, depending on the season, and carefree, and it should always remind us of the simple pleasures of life. But let's keep sure we're valuing each and every life. Thank you so much.
Good morning. So it's funny, first of all, I'm Crystal Ross, Deputy Director with the Dallas Park and Recreation Department. I'm sitting with kids behind me. They're like, hurry up, we're ready to play basketball. So, you know, what we do in our profession is we serve the kids, so therefore I'm going to speak to you all so you all understand all of the great opportunities that the Dallas Park and Recreation Department has designed with you and your families in mind. It is our goal to ensure that there are programs and activities throughout the season that have limited, if any, financial barrier to you all. So I'm going to click me, so I want to make sure you all know where you can go to have a good time this summer. So Dallas Park and Recreation Department offers 53 summer camps. That's 53 summer camps across the city of Dallas. And so many of them take place in our recreation centers. However, this year we have 7 taking place in our Dallas Public Libraries, as well as 2 in 2 partner organizations. So we're really excited about that. And those camps take place 7:30 to 5:30. And we are fortunate to have a team program, which the council was so kind to fund and allocate funding for us for this, for the teens organized and prepared for success. So if you look behind us, you'll see some of our shining stars in their gold t-shirts. So our team program, yes, and I have a program coordinator somewhere, Brandon Huey over here to my left. So our team program is designed to offer programs for teens that are attractive and appealing to them. So not necessarily the things that I want to do or the little kids want to do. There's a lot more flexibility in how we serve our teens. We have 4 dedicated teen camps, 1 teen tech center that is dedicated to making sure our teens have an outlet to be innovative, creative, and also have a really good time. Those are all free. Let me be clear. Those are all free. Right, there you go. Okay, so you hear me now, right? Okay, so if you all need to learn more about that, just make sure you reach out to one of our staff afterwards. Happy to tell you about that. Our interim city manager mentioned our late night recreation, and so that is kicking off this Friday. So every Friday in June, late night recreation. So I'll give you all the link to find out where those locations are, but that again is free. Okay, you got it, right? You hear my theme. All right, so we have 9 Discover Dallas camps, which take place all across the city. Another free. I'm not going to give you my echo, but you understand where I'm going. We have 20 aquatics facilities. So we have our spray grounds. So in addition to our 20 aquatics facilities, we have 17 spray grounds. That's self-led, self-directed. Bring your family, bring a picnic, do what you want to do, have a good time. We'll make sure you have the location of all of those facilities as well. So Dallas is hot. Contrary to this last week, it's hot. And so we want to make sure our families know how to cool off in a safe and an affordable way. Swim lessons are available. I will tell you, there may be a cost for swim lessons. However, we have a funding stream which offers scholarships. What we want to make sure is that every child has the opportunity to learn this life-saving skill. Every child should have the opportunity to learn the life-saving skill. And so we really want to encourage our families to sign kids up for swim lessons. And I tell you, sometimes parents, we hear our kids say they can do things. You might want to check it out and be sure. Okay, because our kids say a lot. We want to make sure that when they're in the water, they really know how to survive should they have to fight for their lives in the water. So swim lessons take place at all of our swimming pools. We'll make sure you have that information. Mayor Johnson talked about our Teen All Access Pass. We're excited to bring that back. We have 14 partners. We will launch it July, but we'll do a whole announcement press conference leading up to it. So everyone who is a City of Dallas resident City of Dallas resident, not Dallas County, but City of Dallas resident, age 13 to 17, will have an opportunity to sign up for this free pass. And it really does bless the entire family, not just the kids. So we're grateful for all of our partners who have rallied with us year after year to ensure that we have the opportunity to provide that. And when you talk about Summer of Safety, so we have our 410 plus parks, our 180 plus miles of trails. Well, it's important that when you're out there and you're experiencing that leisure activity, that those too are often safe. And so we have a great team of park rangers. I did have a couple in here, I don't know if they're still here, and Dallas Marshals who are ensuring that our parks and trails are safe. If for whatever reason you all need to call on them, they have a hotline, 214-671-7000. We'll get to that later as well, but making sure that you know we are dedicated to ensuring our families have a safe, affordable, and a very fun time this summer. Mayor Johnson, thank you so much for everything you do to ensure our kids, our families have an outlet during the summer season. And so with that being said, the Dallas Park and Recreation Department is once again committed to partnering with you for the Summer of Safety. I am turning it over to Kirsten Nilsson, who is with the Dallas Public Library.
Good morning. I'm Kirsten Nielsen, Assistant Director of the Dallas Public Library. So excited to be part of the Mayor's Summer of Safety. As he mentioned, his Smart Summer program, we've been doing summer reading for over 40 years. And this summer, it is Smart Summer, which is science, math, art, reading, and technology. And we're making it even better. This summer you can read, discover, and create, so you can earn prizes by doing those things, by reading, by discovering, coming to a library program, going to a park program, going to a police, one of the police athletic league programs. You can earn prizes this way during the summer. The possibilities are limitless at the library. So after you read 10 days or discover 10 things or create 10 things, you can come to the library and pick out a book up to 5 times. And by the end of the summer, you can add to your home library. And then if you read for 50 days, you can be entered in the grand prize drawing to win prizes like a PS5, a bike, a hoverboard, and lots of other great prizes. So we hope to see you through the summer. And we began this last summer, so you can read this last Saturday. We kicked off summer reading and we run through August 10th, just 2 days before school starts again. And as Mayor Johnson also mentioned, adults can also sign up. So grown-ups, bring your kids. Grown-ups, come alone. We want to see you. We have lots of great, and adults can win prizes this summer as well. So if you're reading with your kids, you can win prizes, books, and we have grab bags and grand prizes. Thanks, Mayor Johnson, for inviting us to be part of this, because we are invested in having safe kids, keeping kids and families active all during the summer, and coming to the library. Limitless possibilities start at the Dallas Public Library.
Good morning. My name is Derek Batty. I'm a proud representative of Dallas South Oak Cliff High School. I must give a big shout out to LG Pinkston, George Castro, and that crew. I have the opportunity to stand here as a member of the Mayor's Task Force. I see Stephanie is here. Debbie, we see any members of the Mayor's Task Force here? Raise your hand. Okay, we saw a couple earlier. But under that task force, we had an awesome opportunity to learn about so many different ways to reduce violent crime and to help build our communities. I remember, Mayor Johnson, a few years ago when we talked back and forth about how do we take that momentum from what we learned from those meetings with Alice Picaro and criminologists all over the world, and how do we implement that back into our city? The first thing we did was hire an awesome police. Big round of applause for Eddie Garcia, who shows up. And with that being said, we came up with this ideal of Summer of Safety. I want to thank some members of our community that are here, because I'm here to represent our community. Thank you, Interim City Manager. Thank you, Councilman Omar, Arun, and all of these members that are here to represent the city of Dallas. I want these leaders to stand up for a minute. Just you guys stand up. All of y'all front row, if you spoke, stand up, please, just for a second. This is what I do as an educator. Turn around and look at these young people that you just made a promise to. You have promised to serve these young students. Now you can have a seat, please. We are committed to help the City of Dallas as well as Dallas ISD in their efforts to serve our community. However, there must be a respected friendship and partnership. I'm here with some gentlemen, black men, fathers of all representation levels that are standing saying, we're here to help you. We know we have some work to do. Mayor Johnson has made that very clear to me in regards to how do we reach these gaps. Perception and reality. We want to make sure that these services that we're providing reach all of them every morning, from our community members and our parents who have to do things that no one should ever have to fathom about children. We're here to help. And with that being said, allow us to help you. Work with your procurement teams. Make sure that we have CVIs. And I know Chief supports community violence interruption and prevention departments and teams. This is how we work together to make this work. And Ms. Tolbert, we're going to be coming to you for your support because we can't do this together. And only the stuff we do together lasts in our community. We learned that. We believe in that. We're going to stay tethered to that data. And I appreciate the opportunity to represent my friend and represent all of you here as a part of the Summer of Safety. Kids, we're going to turn your gym back over to you. However, you meet these individuals and ask them, how do you access these passes? How do you access these programs? Because the first rollout, we didn't have enough. This time, I'm glad to hear that we fixed that to expand it. And that's what this is about, Mayor Johnson. Fixing the things that we have to fix. I remember an old coach of mine, and we both represent Philadelphia with our college careers. He's a UPenn guy, I'm a Temple guy. He used to say, it ain't what it is, it's what it looks like. If it looks a certain way, it ain't what it is or what it looks like. So we want our communities and our schools to feel safe, to be safe. And that starts with starting from the ground up, working with our community and our parents to ensure they understand what they need to do and they have the resources to do it. So with that being said, thank you very much. Good morning. Students, enjoy the Summer of Safety. Thank you, City of Dallas.
Thank you to all of our speakers, and thank all of you again for joining us this morning. We have time for about 3 questions from the press about Summer of Safety.
No, it's not too late to sign up for anything, to my knowledge. But as far as there's so much information, I want to ask if we have a website where you have all of it in one place, because that's what I want to be able to provide to you. Because we have programs across the city departments, and of course DISD has their own website where you can go. And so maybe someone from DISD could speak to that. But on the city side, on the summer safety side, what's the do we have a URL? Do you know what it is? Okay, so we'll get that to you in a little bit, but then DISD has one too. So we got the two largest entities where most of these programs are going to be housed will be the City of Dallas, and through the Summer Safety, we'll give you a link to show you where all those are, and then DISD has their information at their site. So those aren't the same location. Okay. That's a great question. Any other questions? To my knowledge, it's the same program, but with more participants. I mean, I think we have a few more programs that we're offering. More groups are participating, and I think the Teen All Access Passes, Derek Petit alluded to, is expanding. We're going to be able to serve more kids, but we have to. Again, I want to make sure everybody understands it's limited to City of Dallas residents, and you have to go to a City of Dallas Recreation Center to get those, but the number should be more, and I think there will be more partners that you can use the pass with. But it's the same concept. We're offering a plethora of programs through the city and through DISD. Oh, we have scholarships this year to, Okay, so for the swim lessons in particular, because there's a small cost, small is relative. There is a cost associated with swim lessons, and you have to sign up for those specifically. So we have now procured some financial resources to help people with that. But I want to emphasize that that's such an important skill. And the Recreation Center summer camps themselves, which also have I can personally attest to these because I've actually sampled at least 10 of the locations with my own children, I'd say. I had my children attend, a week or so at all of them over the past 2 years, so they're great. And there is a cost associated with those, but it's not tremendous. But now we have financial aid for those too. But they are wonderful. And 7:30 to 5:30, 7:30 in the morning to 5:30. You're not going to find that anywhere in the private sector for anything that you want to pay. Trust me, I don't pay it because it's outrageous. It's outrageous. But we have those all day, and I know DISD, and actually I've used DISD for a couple of camps too, and they're great camps also, and they are also all day, and they provide transportation. And so. The most important thing here is we got to link everybody up with this information, but we want to make sure everybody knows that the resources are there. More questions? Yes, ma'am. That's a different program. The youth employment is. Yeah, we're going to have to talk about that program separately because we're actually revamping that program because we want to scale that up more. So, but this is all. The summer safety is about the programming at the recreation centers and that type of thing. That program is run through a nonprofit, and it's actually an employment program, so it's a little different. But we can talk to you separately about that. Yes, sir. Well, first of all, I want to, I'm very sorry to hear about that incident, but I think that the public safety related questions, I don't want to speak for the department because we're about to go through that process of figuring out, and I'm glad you brought it up because it's perfectly timed to coincide with our budget discussions about what we are going to allocate for public safety, and the council makes decisions about how much and how they want to see that money spent. So what I would encourage you to do is your councilman is here who represents this area, and he is very vocal during budget season about what he thinks this community should have, and I think that's your strongest advocate to make sure you get what you need in that police budget. So I'm gonna give you some free advice and say my advice is for you to lobby him to lobby us to do that. Okay? His name is Omar Narvaez. He's on the front row. Yep. I see a gentleman in the back, and I think they told me 3 questions, but you know how I am. Let's go. I can't hear you. Come on, let's come a little closer. Can you come a little closer so I can hear you? Not really. It's getting better. How can we ensure equitable distribution? Is that what you said? So I think Park and Rec is going to administer the program again. My understanding is, so the recreation centers are the designated distribution points. The recreation centers are equitably distributed around the city. We have coverage in every council district with recreation centers. And how many passes they assign to each recreation center, I don't know the exact algorithm that they use to determine that, but there will not be recreation centers that don't have passes. But if you want more specifics about how many will be at each, I think Crystal Ross is your person. But that is the distribution point, is the recreation center. So if you can get to a recreation center, you can get a pass. What's going on, man? I said one more, but Yamar Butler, go ahead. One more. Right. Yep. I'm glad it's the last question because it's the thing that I think is the biggest remaining challenge to this being the single greatest program of its type that's been ever run in the United States, and it's the communication piece to the community. I want everybody who spoke today, I have to tip my hat to you and your organizations for building the product. Like, it already exists. Like, we're not saying, DISD, please go out and create all-day summer camps that have transportation and all these other things and teach our children so they don't have summer slide. Like, you've already done that. We're not going to park races. Can you please, open the recreation centers and open the swimming pools? We got people across the country closing their swimming pools, restricting hours. Our park recreation center, our park and recreation department have all of our recreation centers and aquatic centers and programs open all summer. We're doing all the stuff we need to do. Our challenge is making sure everybody knows what the resources are. So the web issue is one of the main issues we're using to get the information out there. And when I find out what the address, we have it now. I just don't know it off the top of my head, but we'll tell you what that is, and that's where we're going to park all the information about where you can go get these resources. But the other thing that we're going to do, and I've just been in talks with them, is, and I'm kind of announcing it a little early, but it's time. We are going to try to push out through digital billboards in all of the council districts throughout the city all the different resources through the summer stage so people can know in their community, this is the park, these are the recreation centers near you, this is the web address to go to get these resources. So we're going to try to bring it to the community in multiple ways. One is the website, but the other is just literally using the digital billboards in the different parts of the city to put the information up there. So that's something that we're working on, a donor to donate to the city. And that should help a lot. That's all the questions I'm supposed to be able to take here. Oh, the media has a question. Sorry, what now? I don't know if we have anybody from the Office of Emergency Management here today to speak more specifically to it, but I sent out a newsletter update last night that basically said we still have a few businesses and a few homes that are without power. We're working with Encore to get those remaining homes and businesses back up and running, but essentially we want to make sure people aren't living in any dangerous conditions or anything like that. So if at this point, if you've communicated with us and you're still having an issue, we want to make sure that you don't have an actual electrical problem. So, if you need to contact an electrician in some cases to make sure that you don't have an actual problem. But 311, obviously, for branches and pickup, we want people to put their limbs and things on the street. Let's not put them in the alleys and things like that. We want them on the streets. And basically, we're working through it at a pretty reasonable rate. But I wish somebody from the Office of Emergency Management would answer that question more specifically for you and give you more information. But that's, we're working through that as quickly as we can. But I'm very proud, by the way, of the job that the city's done. Thank you, Kim and everyone, for helping us with that. But it's a tough deal because Encore's just got to get to a lot of folks, and I think they're doing a pretty good job. But if you don't have power right now, that's not exactly what you want to hear, and I understand that. Okay. I don't see any other questions. Let these kids have their gym back. Thanks, Tops kids, for being here. Thank you all for being here. All right. What is it?
It's dal.city/2024 Summer of Safety.
Oh, okay. I'm told that the website is dal.city, dal.city/2024 Summer of Safety. dal.city/2024 Summer of Safety. That's what I'm told. That's it. No. Okay.